What is up, guys, and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. I know I'm a little late to the party here. I had a few things happen this week, unfortunately, but I want to talk about Dooku, Gunray, show some battles, and then have a few other questions for you guys to answer as well. First of all, with this whole new update, we get only 5-second cooldowns before we get to redo the challenges again here. You can sim the challenges so quickly because it's 5 seconds between you get to redo them again. Let me tell you, I remember when it was 10 minutes not so long ago, and I would be up when the my payout took place at midnight. Not payout, I guess my daily activities time would refresh at midnight every night, and I would be staying up till 1:30, 2:30 in the morning every night, just making sure I did everything in my Galaxy of Heroes, because I'm that obsessive person that has to have it done right away, because I will somehow worry that I would not get any of the challenges done by midnight the next night. So I had to do them all the time. I loved it when it was daylight savings time because it would become 11. But when they gave me the ability to change my payouts, which changed everything else, I absolutely loved it. So let's talk about Dooku. First of all, Dooku, let me tell you, he was one of the first 3 characters I got to 7 stars in the game. He was the first character I got all the way to gear 11. And I didn't take him to gear 12 for a while, but he was also my first Zeta in the game. And why was that? Because he was in the team that allowed me to get first in arena for the first time, June 16th, 2017. I remember it like it was yesterday. I just will never forget that. That's when I was able to get first. And the team I used was Nihilus lead, which turned all protection into health. No crit hits available, but it gave you 100% offense, and you're able to regain health with every time you hit somebody. And Dooku would be countering all the time, so he'd constantly be regaining health. I had Emperor Palpatine on the other side. Get that mass stun, get some shock. I was able to stun and shock with Dooku as well. And then I had Chase in the back, Chirrut Baze. Had a healer, a tank, and 3 awesome Sith that Nihilus could increase your cooldowns, annihilate, and then, like I said, shock mayhem, stun mayhem with Dooku and Palpatine. That was a lot of fun. And then he kind of fell out of favor until this rework. And the reason this rework has come into play is because of the new territory battles we're getting this summer, the Geonosian territory battles, which is why I have talked about and made how to mod videos on clone troopers. I'm going to finish gearing up and starring up. I should really just say gearing up because I have them all to 7 stars. A few more Galactic Republic characters before I really take off and work on the Separatist as well, because when I go in here and show you this, the clones I'm going to finish, get all to gear 12. And then Mace Windu, along with Padme, I'm going to get to gear 12. Mace Windu, I'm going to get to gear 12 as well, because he's going to get a rework. These Jedi, Plo Koon's one of my favorite Jedi. He'd be the next person I'm going to take to gear 12. I hope he gets a rework, and then I hope we get new Jedi added to the game. But I want to balance myself. I'm going to have a lot of good Galactic Republic teams. I want to make sure I have good Separatist teams as well. So I have a question before I actually show some Dooku footage here. I'm going to go over, read his kit first, and then I'm going to go through Nute Gunray's kit as well, which I don't have him leveled up. I'm going to, because I cannot wait to get these characters to gear 12 so I can diversify myself for territory battles, like I said, and be better in Grand Arena and Territory War. And I love them as a faction. Count Dooku as a character. He had like a total of an hour of footage in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. But in the Clone Wars TV series, he became so much more interesting. You learned his motivations, who he was. I loved how he combined his Jedi patience and Jedi training that he learned with his Sith abilities that he learned as well. It made him truly formidable, and he is an extremely powerful Sith. Do not take him for granted. And there's a new audiobook out about him that I absolutely love. It talks about why he left the Jedi Order and how it affected everybody else as well. It also affected why Yoda didn't want to have Anakin become a Jedi in the Phantom Menace. So we're going to look at, first of all, these abilities are mostly the same. Okay, but it's able to do 100% chance to attack again if it's Galactic Republic, and 100% chance to inflict stun, or 50% chance to inflict stun and ability block for 1 turn and can't be evaded or countered, because that's just as basic. A lot of fun. And like I said, it has a chance to stun somebody. That's awesome. Force Lightning, shock the target enemy, deal special damage, and stun them for 1 turn. This attack has a 50% chance to shock and stun another random enemy, doubled if the target is Galactic Republic. So you have a 100% chance to stun 2 enemies. And shock them, by the way. That's awesome. Which is why a lot of people are very intrigued and are using this Count Dooku lead with Talzin, Savage, some other Night Sisters as well. That's a great team. But I'm not going to use it because I like to use my Night Sisters team. Okay? I'm going to have a Separatist team. Dooku isn't going to be in any of my Sith teams because he just isn't going to fit into those lineups. He might fit better into a Palpatine team now, and maybe I'll throw him in there every once in a while. But I think I really can't wait to use him with the Separatists. His Master of Makashi, which is an added ability. Count Dooku dispels all debuffs from himself, gains riposte for 2 turns. All non-tank Separatist allies gain 50% turn meter and stealth for 2 turns. Riposte attacks out of turn, ignore protection, and can't be copied. His leadership ability is fun as well. Separatist allies have plus 35% counter chance and gain 50% tenacity the first time they are stunned or dazed. A lot of fun because that's a permanent tenacity game there after that. And then this is why they fit so well with he fits so well with Night Sisters. Whenever an enemy falls below 100% health, they inflict tenacity down and healing immunity for 2 turns on themselves, which can't be evaded or resisted, and all Separatist allies gain 10% offense, stacking to a max of 50%. That's, that is a very good leadership ability. And then we have Flawless Riposte. This is the ability, the first ability I Zeta'd. First of all, I will read the non-Zeta ability. Count Dooku has plus 100% counter chance. In addition, whenever he attacks outside of his turn, he deals 15% more damage and gains 15% turn meter. When I Zeta'd, I was really looking forward to this extra plus 15% damage. Count Dooku has 100% counter chance. In addition, whenever he attacks outside of his turn, he deals 30% more damage, gains 15% turn meter, recovers 15% protection, and gains critical hit immunity for 1 turn. That extra damage really, kind of sold me the Zeta. Was it the best Zeta choice? Probably not. But he was my first Zeta. I'll do a how to mod video on him at a different time. But very fun to use. And then Nute Gunray. Nute Gunray's rework is all based on extortion. So that his dubious dealings is his most important attack because it grants the extortion ability to the enemy. If they had already had extortion, grant it to the weakest enemy that does not have it. Then inflict speed down on all enemies for 2 turns and deal 11%. Let's actually read the maxed out ability. If they already had extortion, granted to the weakest enemy, that inflict speed down on all enemies for 2 turns and deal 20% max health damage to enemies with extortion, which can't be evaded. Enemies who use extortion grant profit to allied Separatists. Extortion, remove extortion, recover 10% health, and grant Separatist enemies profit. Profit, plus 10% critical chance and critical damage per stack until the end of the battle. So extortion is a great ability here because you're going to go down, we'll read Motivate, which allows you to dispel all debuffs on target enemy and increase your cooldowns by 1, which can't be evaded. If the target had extortion, call all other Separatist allies to assist. His leadership ability, if we're going to determine to use him or Count Dooku as a leader, Separatists have plus 15% speed and potency for each enemy with extortion. If you get 5 enemies with extortion, that's 15, 30, 45, 60, that's 75% extra speed. That's almost double your speed, so that's not quite, but that's huge. While Nute Gunray is alive, each enemy that ends their turn with extortion dispels their own debuffs and grants extortion to another random enemy that doesn't have it. It's a passive dispel. Think of it that way. And then Viceroy's Reach. Whenever a Separatist ally inflicts a debuff, they also deal 5% max health damage to that enemy, which can't be evaded, and enemies with extortion have minus 30% speed and offense. The first time Nute Gunray is defeated, he revives with 100% health and turn meter. Every time Nute Gunray is revived, he gains stealth for 2 turns. And I did not read the basic, which I will know, hard bargain. Deal physical damage to target enemy if the target had extortion. Reduce the cooldown and motivate by 1. So his kit is solely based on extortion, which is very, very cool. It's a new ability they added to the game, probably subject to only Nute Gunray. Maybe they'll have a few other smugglers, scoundrels that come out with this, but it's very cool, and I cannot wait to level him up. I shouldn't say level him up again, gear him up to fit him into a Separatist team. But my last question before I take Dooku into battle here, like I said, we're going to have some Galactic Republic allies coming, new characters coming to the game. What Separatist allies are we going to have come? I guarantee there's going to be more Separatist allies that come. Because when I'm thinking about divvying up my Separatist teams, one team is obviously going to be Grievous, B2, Magna Guard, B1, Droideka. That's 5 characters right there, okay? The next team is going to involve Dooku, and then the Geonosians. I'm guessing we'll have another Geonosian come so we can have a full Geonosian lineup. Ventress is going to be used with a Night Sister team 99% of the time. And like I said, I could use Dooku with a Palpatine lineup, but I in a Sith lineup with Vader and such. But I really want to use him with a Separatist lineup. So what new characters will come to the game? Will they add Savage Opress to the Separatist list? Which I think they should, by the way, because he was technically a Separatist for 2 episodes in Season 3 of the Clone Wars. And Savage is a great character as well. You can use him in a Dooku and Night Sister lineup, Talzin lineup as well. But again, what new Separatist characters are they going to add? Please leave comments in the comment section below on what characters you think they will add and what characters they should add. Now, I will take Dooku into battle, like I said. We're just going to go... Actually, what's perfect about this now is I'll just go into Cantina battles. I'll go into the last battle, and I'll just run a full Separatist team, okay? I've been messing around with him in Arena and stuff like that, trying to throw him into a Revan team. You know, it just doesn't quite... Oh, this is perfect. I'm going to throw in this Coruscant Underworld Police. That's awful. And then I'm going to run this team right here. Because when I go into Separatists, I don't have many others leveled up. I suppose we'll use him with Ventress. Because she's always fun. So I only have Oppress at gear 12, or gear 10, excuse me. But what's awesome about him is he has a mini annihilate ability. Whenever anybody gets below 50% health, his overpower can immediately kill them. And his Zeta is actually pretty good, something I've debated for a long time. So let's just use a basic with Asajj. Now look at Grievous, Asajj, both gained foresight, or I'm sorry, stealth, because of the Master of Makashi ability. Makashi, Form 2 lightsaber form. Dooku had it mastered. It was an ancient form because it was really used in the galaxy when there was a lot of Jedi and a lot of Sith. It was strictly for mano-a-mano lightsaber battles. It was very good at helping you do duels, like a fencing duel. It was a very good counter lightsaber. It was based on lightsaber to lightsaber combat, and Dooku was a master of it. It's so much fun if you read about the 7 forms of lightsaber combat. He was one of the only ones to master Makashi, which made him master Makashi at this time in the galaxy during the Clone Wars. It made him a very formidable threat to everybody because not a lot of people knew how to counter it directly, and not a lot of people used it themselves. So that's what makes him very interesting, and that's why it says Master of Makashi, Form 2 lightsaber combat. So I will eventually get to overpower here. Let's get a stun, see if we can stun 2 people. We did. I just love that. Now we got a good shock on everybody. All these debuffs are fantastic. Coruscant Underworld Police. Let's use a basic attack. Now let's attack you, Mr. Poggle. Get some stuns here. Let's finish off 5s. Let's use Master of Makashi again. Boom. Basic, and now I get to come in and use this ability with Savage, which is so much fun. Into this battle here, again, we're just everybody has a 35% counter chance. He's going to be able to stun people, like I said. When they fall below 100% health, they get tenacity down and healing immunity, and we're also gaining extra offense, which is very, very cool. And, you know, using Ventress and Opraz were both Dooku's... Ventress and Savage were both Dooku's apprentices. Grievous was also one of his apprentices. We have 3 of his apprentices in Dooku right here. It's actually kind of cool. Give me Quinlan Voss to the game. We'll throw him in there as well if you've read the book Dark Disciple, which is a fantastic book about Asajj and Quinlan Voss. Big hit right there. Asajj gains offense the way it is. She's gaining more offense with her Rampage ability. She's gaining this with the Dooku lead as well. Awesome. I'm going to have to think about a Night Sister lineup now. Or throwing her into a Separatist lineup instead. Because I'm gonna use a Talzin lead with my Night Sisters. Just the way I'm going to do it. How many stuns can we get? We can get 1 stun and another shock. Let's give buff immunity to everybody for the fun of it. Ooh, Coruscant Underworld Police. Goodbye. Yep, goodbye, Palpatine. Doesn't matter what gear level he's at, how much offense he has, it's taking him out. All these counters now with all this extra offense is just amazing. Then you get a counter with the stun, which is why potency is important on Dooku too, by the way, boys and girls. Something we will talk about in his How to Mod video, which will come out eventually. Let's get rid of all his day's junk. Give a good amount of stealth to some of these people. And let's do this. Let's heal Asajj and dispel some of their debuffs. I kind of had a brain fart there and forgot that Asajj only heals other Night Sister allies with this. But, yo, man, you know, it's a lot of fun, which is why I can't wait to see some of the other characters. So there you have it, guys. Just Dooku in battle. I'll get Gunray leveled up. So, it's the end of the video here. I want to know, what other Separatist characters do you think are going to be coming to the game? Please leave comments in the comment section below about that. I want to know what you think. I'm going to give an idea about this. I'm going to do a top 5 Separatist characters that I think will be coming to the game that we want to see. I'll do that video eventually. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the subscribe button, like the video, click the notification bell so you can be alerted to all videos that I post. Also, I'm leaving a link to my Discord server and Patreon page in the description below. Make sure you check that out. And then comments in the comment section, like I say a million times. Constructive criticism. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, how do you have Dooku leveled up? Do you like him as a character in the Star Wars universe? Have you studied the lightsaber forms? And again, what other Separatist allies do you think are going to come out, or Separatist characters? Otherwise, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.